the reason why you don't forgive yourself is because you don't break it down. You don't realize why you made that decision. So when you're in a situation, you'll do actions that you don't know why you do them. You just act, and then later on you're like, oh, why did I do that? But if you really take the time to write down or think or talk to someone about why you took that action, you'll understand yourself better, and you will allow yourself to have grace. Welcome to Brick Breakers, the podcast where we break down the walls holding us back from becoming the strongest, happiest version of ourselves. Now let's start breaking those walls. Hello everyone, welcome back to Brick Breakers. So today's topic is going to be changing your self-image. We're going to be breaking it down from forgiveness to giving yourself credibility and setting boundaries. And that is how you will change your self-image. And before we jump right in, so what have I been up to? What's going on? I went to the Cheesecake Factory today. That's why I look ready. And that's also why I really wanted to record a podcast, because it's not always that I get to look nice. Since I am a mom, I just get up and go. And I don't get to do my hair all the time and put on a little bit of makeup. So I was like, you know what? I've been wanting to film this podcast. I look good today. Let's get it done. It's the end of the day. It's almost 10 p.m. It's been a really long day. Also, I have a sore in my mouth and it hurts to talk. And I'm tired. I've had my contacts on for a really long time and I want to take them off. But if I take them off, then I'll have a ring light in my glasses and it just doesn't look that great. But I've been really excited to record this, and I've had the topic on my mind for a long time. It started with self-image, and then it turned into forgiveness, because I had a realization that you're not able to change your self-image unless you forgive yourself. And I can't wait to get into it and really break it down. Last night, I had clarity on what I was going to talk about. I had asked God, because I am religious, I had asked God, please let me know where to take this. And this seems blurry, foggy to me right now. And I need clarity. I need clarity to know what to talk about in my podcast and how to share my thoughts and share this topic. And it just hit me. So let me take a sip of my drink. I've been drinking this lemonade sparkling water drink, and I put some little fruits in it. It's such a great drink for summer. It's so refreshing and it's not too sweet. I love it. It's great. Also, my sister-in-law does nails, and I have my nails done. They're like little water and pearls, and this looks like a starfish flower and a clam, but two of them popped off, so don't mind that. Peace sign. They fell off. I really love them though, because she's able to customize whatever I want, and then boom bam, she has them done pretty quick. They're also $20. They're great. I love them. I didn't always used to wear nails because of being eco-friendly. I didn't want to add more plastic into the world, but there's so many ways that we add plastic, and as one person, I do not make as much as a corporation or a business, and I feel that that's where we should start. Is businesses should cut down on their waste, because people will never make as much as businesses do. And also, if businesses offer alternative options, then it allows consumers to be able to buy those. But you also need a demand for that kind of thing. And it's slowly starting to pick up eco-friendliness and taking care of the planet. Also, what else has been up? It's summertime. I live in the Central Valley, and it gets over 100 degrees here. And we recently got a swamp cooler because we can't go out anymore. I used to go to the park, go on walks, and now it's very painful. Just feels like you're burning as soon as you walk out the door. So that's been really amazing, sitting outside on my quilt that my husband's grandma made and having the swamp cooler cool us down. It's great. It's a great way to get out, because I get really overwhelmed being in the house, especially as a mom. I'm an extrovert. I love talking to people, and I'm here at home taking care of my baby all day. I don't go out on my own. I don't feel comfortable. And plus, we have a two-door car. So getting in the car and putting him in the back is too heavy for me. The stroller, because we have that one where you pull it out and it turns into a stroller. The car seat turns into a stroller. It's a 2-in-1. I love it, but it's also really heavy for me. So that's pretty much what has been up. And also, I had a little mini heart attack the other day because like 2 days ago or three, because I got a message from my dad. Well, it was from the lady that takes care of my dad, and she said, your dad's in the hospital, and she was holding his hand, and I was like freaking out because it wasn't time for him to be in the hospital. And I was like, what's going on? And I called immediately after I saw that message. And then he said, oh, I just came in earlier for my dialysis because I wasn't feeling good. So it was for his regular dialysis. But when I saw the image and him being in the hospital before it was time, I like freaked out. But everything was okay. That was just another thing that's been up in my life. Today, I did mention earlier, I believe, that we went to Cheesecake Factory, and that's why I was ready. Me and my husband went on a date, and it was the longest that we've been gone from the baby. His parents babysat, and we went to Fresno, so it's like an hour from where I live and an hour back, and then we spent time eating and shopping. So we're probably gone for like 5-6 hours. That was the longest we've been gone from our baby, which I felt guilty. I felt uncomfortable, but at the same time, it was really nice getting that break. And I really appreciate them allowing us to get that break. I was walking in heels all day. I was dying. My feet were swollen. I had my shoe straps marks all over my feet when I took them off. I was walking around the mall. It was hot. It was a mess, but I wore my heels. They look super cute. I've been into dresses. I've always been a tomboy, but I'm into dresses now. I've also been showing more cleavage, and I never used to do that because I don't know. I feel like because of my sexual abuse history, I don't like getting attention. And also, my mom was never a girly girl. She always wore t-shirts and jeans. I never saw her in a dress. The only time I saw her in a dress were pictures of her when she was younger in a dress. So, yeah, I guess I get it from my mom, and I grew up with two boys. So, but now I'm feeling more comfortable. I'm also a mom and I breastfeed. So, I've had a lot of people look at my breasts because they were teaching me how to breastfeed, and at the hospital, they don't care. They're just everything's out there. So I guess I just kind of was like, well, I guess they're just out there, and I'm going to be comfortable with that. There's a lot of things that go into showing skin for me, and a lot of things that come up for me. But the point is that I'm wearing dresses, I'm showing skin, and it's great because I never thought that I was going to do this, and my mom would be so happy because she always wanted me to wear dresses, and I never did. And the one time that I did for my friend's 15, she took so many pictures, and she was like obsessed with me wearing a dress, and it wasn't even like that great of a dress, but she's just so excited to see me in a dress. Okay, let's get into this topic. Also, I'm sorry if there's like me breathing sometimes or smacking my lips or something. I hate that, and I really want to fix that. I was playing with the settings on the microphone so that whenever I like swallow or make sounds with my mouth, it doesn't sound so loud. I'm going to be like moving my microphone away every time. See, like I'm moving it further so you can't really hear that. But yeah, it's kind of annoying. Sorry about that. I want to get a new mic and figure out these settings. The settings did not work though. I changed the settings and it just made everything worse. But I'm gonna get a new microphone. I'm gonna figure it out. Thank you guys for being here in the beginning when I'm figuring it out. I've had this podcast for a long time, but I'm still growing, still figuring this out. So thank you for being here in the beginning of the journey. And I will one day make this so much better. I make it better every time. Every time I come on here, I always look to improve. So just know that I always look to make this podcast so much better for you all. Now, let's jump into today's episode. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is forgiving yourself. And it's so important. I don't know if you realize how much you haven't forgiven yourself for. And I didn't realize that until I was in therapy and we were doing IFS, inner family systems, which you close your eyes and then you think about a certain topic and the emotions that come up for that topic. And I realized in that moment that I had a lot of guilt and shame, and I was being really hard on myself. And the thing that I learned is that when you don't forgive yourself, the reason why you don't forgive yourself is because you don't break it down. You don't realize why you made that decision. So when you're in a situation, you'll do actions that you don't know why you do them. You just act, and then later on you're like, oh, why did I do that? But if you really take the time to write down or think or talk to someone about why you took that action, you'll understand yourself better, and you will allow yourself to have grace. Okay, so the monitor died and my SD card was full. And that is such a pain because I was in the middle of saying something and then everything just. Okay. But what I was saying is that that's crazy. That God gave his one and only son to die on the cross for all our sins. And if we can't forgive ourselves, that's crazy, because if God can forgive us, why can't we forgive ourselves? That's pretty much what I was saying. And really take the time to break down why you've done what you've done. Give yourself grace. Because when I did that, I sat down, I thought it through. I was able to give myself grace, and I was able to breathe again. I was able to get this weight off my shoulders and really understand myself better, why I did that. And once you do that, you allow yourself to receive respect and worth, because it's not weighing you down. It's not weighing you over your head that you don't deserve respect or people to treat you well because you did X, Y, and Z a long time ago, and you're not able to let that go. And once you let that go, then you can finally just allow yourself to be you. You can be a new person any moment. Right now, the person I was a second ago is not the same Linda that is a second later. I just went through a whole chaos, and instead of, I really want to throw in the towel and be like, okay, I'm done. I'm not recording this podcast anymore. Why did I even try? I'm a mom. It's late. I'm tired. What am I doing? All these thoughts. And you know what I did? I deleted stuff off my SD card. I took that monitor off so it's not distracting because it kept turning off and on. And I pressed record again. And I was like, you know what? Wherever I was, whatever got recorded, which what I was saying was coming out of the heart. And I was like, oh, I'm on a roll. This is coming out good. And then this happened. And you know what I thought about earlier? And before I say what I thought about, I already forgot. But before I say that, if it comes back, is that Linda was wanting to give up and was like, this isn't for me. But now I feel confident in myself that I can do this podcast no matter what challenges come my way. That Linda a couple minutes ago is gone, and now I'm a new person. That's what I mean. This is what I'm saying. You can let go of who you once were because you're not that person anymore. So stop punishing yourself for someone you once were and the actions that you once took. If you've repented and you regret your actions, then let it go. Stop letting it hold you back. It's going to affect your relationships, in your life if it's not already. And that's what I learned, that because I wasn't forgiving myself, first I had to realize that I wasn't. And then once I did realize that I wasn't, I had this anger and guilt and shame, and I faced it, and I was like, where's this coming from? Why is it showing up for me? And then I forgave myself and I repented, and God has forgiven me, and God has forgiven you too. So just let it go, guys, because then you can breathe again, and you can allow all that love and respect into your life and know that you are worthy of it. All right, guys, let's forgive ourselves. So the next part is giving yourself credit. And no, I didn't remember that one thing that I was going to say. Okay. I don't know where I was going with that. But giving yourself credit. I had an epiphany the other day where I was like, why am I beating myself up over the luxuries I get to have? And by luxuries, I mean, the other night, me and my husband were up arguing about, not arguing, more like communicating about something at 4 a.m. And I'm like, why do I get to talk to my husband and share these concerns with him at 4 a.m. while other people they're at work, or they have to be at work at 6 a.m. They don't have time to communicate with their significant other or whoever. And I get to sit here on this couch and communicate my concerns with this man. Like, why do I get to do that? And I noticed that I was beating myself up. Like, I was having a conversation with him, but I couldn't help to think, who do I think I am? Why do I get to do this? Why am I even complaining? Why do I even deserve of being heard? Why do I even, like, who do I think I am to sit here on this couch while there's so many other important things happening around the world, like wars happening, and I'm here on this couch talking to him about this serious topic. But then I realized, I was like, there's so much happening around this world, but you are living your life. I'm living my life, and my concerns matter. What's happening to me and what I'm going through matters. And just because I'm not in a war, or I'm not going through something even crazier, like losing a body part or having someone near and dear to me die, like, it doesn't mean that I don't get to I don't get to feel what I'm going through, and that I've made decisions in my life, just like you've made decisions in your life, to be where you are today. I went to school. My husband went to school. He has a good job. He's getting paid. I'm an at-home mom. I got my degree in business administration. I do freelancing. I get to work from my computer. My job is flexible. I've networked and met people who have given me the opportunity to have a flexible job. I've made those decisions. It wasn't, maybe partially luck, but also I thought my actions through. I could have not gone to college, not gotten my degree, not learned, not networked, and not be in the place that I am today. My actions led me to be able to sit on that couch at 4 a.m. and have a conversation with my husband. I chose my husband, and he chose me, but I chose to be with him. And our actions give us what we have now. And for me to be able to sit on that couch, I deserve it. I deserve that luxury. To me, it's a luxury because not everyone has the ability to do that. And that's why I was beating myself up over it. Like, why do I get to do that? But give yourself credit for the actions you've taken. And there's like a way that I want to explain it. Like, I don't know how else to explain it other than saying, let the gold liquid fill you up. Like, you have this pot of gold, let it like fall all over you. Gold being like the things that you deserve, the things that you've earned because you've worked for them. And also give yourself credit for knowing how to work for that, for knowing how to work for your goals, because some people don't want to put in the work for that. And they'd rather just have the easy way out. So give yourself credit for being smart enough, disciplined, courageous, determined, whatever it is, to be in the situations that you are. And also, I want to add that we're human. You're human. I'm human. We also get to complain and face the challenges that we're going through. It's not even complaining, it's facing something we're going through, because we all have challenges, no matter how small it may seem or insignificant. They matter. We're human. So allow yourself to be in your feelings and be heard, because you deserve to be heard, and you matter, and I matter. So give yourself credit. Don't act like it's nothing, like what you do is nothing. It is something. Okay? All right. Cool. The last step to changing your self-image that I want to talk about is setting boundaries. And that sounds like such a cliche. I feel that everybody has talked about that, and you hear it all over the place. Set boundaries, set boundaries, set boundaries. But for real, set boundaries and say no to things. I feel like I'm somewhat of a people pleaser because a lot has to do with my upbringing. Like, I lost my family, my loved ones. I have a fear of losing people because I lost my mom at a very young age, and my dad was deported at a very young age, and I'm losing him now, it feels like, because his health has declined, and my brother is out of state, and I don't have any close relatives to me. I just feel like I've lost all these people. So to set boundaries and say no to someone, I've had a fear that they're going to leave me and I'm going to lose them, and I care so much about them, and I don't want to disappoint them, and I don't want to lose them. So there's been this fear of losing a loved one, and it's even bigger and greater because of my past. So when you set boundaries and you say no to something that really doesn't bring you joy, that really doesn't align with your values and beliefs, then you're telling yourself that you don't care enough about yourself. And you're showing yourself all of these negative things that don't serve a better self-image for yourself to get you ahead, because you're saying, I don't care about you. I don't care that you don't want to do this. I'd rather have you burn out like yourself. I'd rather have myself burn out and not be happy doing something for someone so that I don't lose that person. But you know what? That person that you say no to, if they really are your friend and they really love you and they understand you, they will know, they will understand you. They will know why you're saying that, or they will ask if they don't already know. So say no if something doesn't align with you and it doesn't bring you joy, because that will show yourself that you love and respect yourself, and that you set boundaries, and it'll even grow your relationship, because then that person will be like, all right, they know what they want. They know that they don't want to do this, but there's been other times that I'm sure you have been there for that person. And if they don't see that or remember that, then what kind of friend is that? Because if one of my friends is always there for me, when I tell them, hey, let's hang out, let's do this, and then one time they're not, obviously, if I'm like dying or something and I tell them, hey, I need you to come over, I can't breathe, and they don't come over, they're like, oh, no, I'm too busy, then okay. But I'm sure there hasn't been a case like that with most relationships and friendships, that someone's just gonna leave you when you really need them. So that's something that I'm learning right now, because I still have that fear, and I love people. I love people so much. I love my friends. I love hanging out with them. I love, 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 love them. Okay? So I don't want to lose my friendships. I care a lot about them. I care a lot about people. And it's something that I get to think about, like, what, when people ask me to be there for them, like, does it align with me? Is it something that wouldn't take too much time, especially now that I'm a mom? I need to consider that. So just think about it, guys. You know deep down inside if it's something that isn't going to take so much from you. Thank you all for joining me on this podcast again. It means a lot to me that you take this time to listen to my life, me sharing my thoughts, things that I've gone through. It means a lot. Thank you so much for staying here to the end. And I've been wanting to do this thing. I've been thinking about it because I watch podcasts, and one of my favorite podcaster always says to comment an emoji at the end. And if you got to the end, I want to say like a cheesecake, because I went to the Cheesecake Factory today, or a pastry, some kind of pastry. Comment a pastry below, and something that you learned from this, or something you want to share down below. But summarize, to change your self-image, allow yourself to have grace, forgive yourself, and give yourself credibility, and set boundaries. Because when you forgive yourself, you don't punish yourself anymore for who you once were. When you set boundaries, you show yourself that you love yourself, you respect yourself. And when you give yourself credibility, you show yourself that the things that you've done make a difference. And all of that is being stored in your memory and showing you that you are a new person. Because when your actions don't align with who you want to be, there will be tension. Because you're saying, I want to be X, Y, and Z, but you're showing yourself that you're someone else. You're going to hate yourself, be mad at yourself, because you're not who you want to be. Because you're doing all these things that don't align with that person. And when you start showing yourself that, hey, I can do this, like you're showing yourself credit, I've done this, then that continues to build your self-image. And it allows you to feel like, hey, I'm getting there. I'm getting the hang of this. I'm being who I want to be. So keep showing yourself, reminding yourself that you are who you want to be. And when you make a mistake and you do things that you're not happy with, forgive yourself. Give yourself credibility. If you got out of the bed today, if you worked out today, if you ate a little healthier today, if you did something towards that set you closer to the person you want to be, give yourself credit for that. And remember to set boundaries, because you matter. And sometimes you come first. You can't give from an empty glass. The other person doesn't always come first. You do. So thank you guys for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Keep breaking those walls. Bye.